Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What is up, everybody? I'm Kyle. That's Rob. We're on another edition of the Hooligans. Finally.
After major technical difficulties, we're finally up on set and we're finally live.
We are live. With Ralphie on producer. He did a great job getting this up.
He did.
Big technical glitches, but we are here.
We made it.
This episode of the Hooligans is sponsored by Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. Our public accountants, please make them yours. Now, we are going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Atlanta Falcons. How do you see this game going, Rob?
I'm worried.
Yeah, why?
Big time with these injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Alshon's not. You smiling and shit.
Yeah.
Yo, Alshon, he's our number one receiver, and he's not going to be there. So then you got Mike Wallace and Nelson Aguilar trying to be the team's number one receivers, and we've seen that. That's just not going to happen. That's just going to be absolutely cringeworthy to watch.
Right.
And even in the preseason game a little bit with, Nick Foles, if it is him, he was forcing the ball to Zach Ertz, and they were picking it off and shit. They're going to be looking at that shit. And we got to rely on the defense, though, big time. Yeah. And I think the defense, they'll play well. I'm confident in that. They held Atlanta to 10 points in the postseason last year. In the end, I'm fearing a letdown like the 2003 opening night that opened the link up. I think we're going to lose.
This is my thought on the game. All right, he has us losing. What's your score, by the way?
17-16.
17-16. It's a close one, 1 point game. So he has the under 45.5. Okay. There is no way in fuck we do not beat the Atlanta Falcons next Thursday. All right? Now, our starters in the preseason this year scored 0 points. 0. All right? Not good. Preseason means jack shit. It means nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right?
I agree with that, actually.
And you see this jersey I'm wearing right here? This guy is the fucking Super Bowl MVP. Whether he plays or Wentz plays, I think it's going to be Foles personally because Wentz's surgeon said he shouldn't rush him, and I agree with that, all right? So if it's Foles, if it's Wentz, it doesn't fucking matter because we're going to put points up. What are the Falcons going to do? They're not going to put points up. Matt Ryan is a statue. He's a statue QB. He's a good QB? Yes. Does he have good weapons? In Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley out of Alabama, Devontae Freeman, Coleman? Yes. Great weapons. Doesn't matter if you can't get them the ball. And our defensive line is the best in the league. By far. Not even close. And you know what? I am going to say this right here, right now, because I'm betting on the Notre Dame game tonight. I'm going to take all my winnings from Notre Dame after they crush Michigan tonight, and I am going to put all of that on the Philadelphia Eagles -3 next week. They will win that game by 20 points. Book it right now.
I'd love to be that optimistic.
There's no way the Atlanta Falcons are going to score many points.
It's just scary with all these injuries. Like, they're adding up, and guys like Wallace ain't 100%. Graham ain't going to play. Graham ain't 100%. Jernigan ain't going to play. It's just scary.
But you know what? J.J. is playing.
He's probably not 100% either.
Our running game is set. Foles.
Well, that's how they're going to have to win this game strategy-wise. They're going to have to run the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to have to run the ball, grind clock, and go on some long drives to keep the defense on the fucking sideline and keep that Atlanta offense on the sideline as well, and go on some long drives, some long plays, some running plays, grind that clock on some 8, 9, 10-minute drives maybe, score a touchdown, and that's how you got to win.
No, it is.
And they got the running game to be able to do that.
Yeah, easily. And we have Zach Ertz, Super Bowl champion, clutch. More of a wide receiver, not really tight end, in my opinion. He can't really block.
I agree with what Kendrick said as far as the
I do
scouting
too.
report. So
Insider trading,
Little V, he's big and strong, but his footing is horrible. And that's why, you saw him getting pushed around in the preseason. That's why sometimes last year you saw him getting pushed around. In his NFL debut, it was, on full display.
Right.
I think he tripped over his own feet in his NFL debut.
He did.
And Ryan Kerrigan almost like ran him over and
Bitched
shit.
him. Yeah, he
Oh
completely
my
bitched
God,
him.
that was like pathetic.
Yeah, it was embarrassing to watch.
Yeah.
The first play of the game, Carson Wentz's pads come out of his shirt.
Yeah.
You know, it was really embarrassing. But no, next week.
Kerrigan almost stepped on him after
Yeah.
he like ran him over.
Yeah, this game, guys. This game isn't gonna be close. People are scared of us losing to the Atlanta Falcons. We're the world fucking champions. Act like it. All right. The Atlanta Falcons lost to us in the divisional round in cold weather with Nick Foles playing like absolute garbage. They couldn't do anything. And when it came to a clutch moment with Matt Ryan passed to Julio Jones, they failed. They're not the world champions. We are. Treat it like that. It doesn't matter who starts at QB. We are going to win this game, and we're going to win it handily. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be close. The Atlanta Falcons are where they are because they are what they are. We are world champions, and it's going to stay that way, especially with that patch right there. Deal with it, you know? What's up, Ralphie? What are you thinking?
We'll win this one. It's going to be a close match. But yeah, I have the Eagles winning this one Thursday night. Yeah, I just think because the fans are going to be into it, the banner's getting raised, and we're not a fraud team like the Patriots were when they got blown out by the Chiefs. So I think our fans will be ready. I think we have the home field advantage like we always do.
Yeah, big time.
And whenever you come into the link, we're always going to bring in. I think we can give the energy back to the players, and hopefully we can fucking win this shit and go 1-0.
Exactly. There's nothing to be scared of, guys. We are starting our own dynasty here. This isn't just a one-time thing. This is a multiple-time thing. This team is set up for greatness for years. And if you guys aren't along for the ride, you better jump on board right now.
I want to become team of the decade.
Oh, I want more than that. Like I want to be team of the multiple decades if that's possible.
Well, team of the decade. You know what it would take to do that?
Win multiple championships.
A Super Bowl championship this year.
Yeah.
And a Super Bowl championship in 2019.
2019.
That's three-peat. That's
Three-peat.
never been done in Super Bowl history.
Nope.
Eagles would be team of the decade. Oh, easily.
No, and it's funny. If you flip the script to last year, all right, I had us losing in the divisional round. I had us 11-5 with a bonus of losing in the divisional round.
I had us winning in the wild card rounds.
Yeah.
A playoff game, but losing in the divisional rounds.
Yeah, I mean, if you flip the script, from last year to this year, I wouldn't be as confident. Right now, with that one Super Bowl win, you're playing with house money. We are going to get a lot more titles, a lot more, because the pressure is off now. This is our team. Doug Peterson's a fucking genius. Did we lose Frank Wright? Yes, we did. And is it cause for concern? Maybe, but you never know. Which leads me to another thing. Who the fuck is our offensive coordinator?
Mike Groh and Deuce Staley.
Yeah, Mike Rowe was the wide receiver coach. They moved him to offensive coordinator. Yeah.
I thought they were
fine with
both
that.
still with their roles, but they moved, increased the roles.
Yeah,
so
I think so,
technically
yeah.
they're both offensive coordinators, I thought.
No, Mike Rowe, I'm perfectly fine with him being the offensive coordinator because Mike Rowe helped our wide receivers last year in a big fucking way. You know, you saw Nelson Aguilar finally came in his own, which I I didn't really expect it, but I mean his feet are too
He could have
quick.
been better. He could have been better.
He'll be better this year.
And I think a lot of that has to do with Alshon. And that's, like I said, the week one, that's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
Because you got Mike Wallace, who's not a number one receiver at this time at this point in his
Nah,
career.
he's 32 years
Aguilar
old.
is not a number one receiver. I don't even think he's a number two.
Yeah.
And it's scary to see that and think that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Mike Wallace is a 32-year-old burner. That's all he is. You know, if he can't use his speed,
He's a possession
it's
wide
not good.
receiver at this point in his career. But what I like about Mike Wallace is he's got good hands.
I didn't even know he was 32. I thought he was like 29. And
I thought he was hovering around 30.
yeah, I mean, he's a burner wide receiver. If he loses a little bit of speed, he's no good in the NFL. Like that's
Well, he
just
catches,
who he is.
so he's a possession receiver.
Yeah, but that's what Torrey Smith was. He used his speed to make big plays, and he lost a step. Now, last year he was clutch and caught balls when it mattered.
he caught a lot. That's why I ain't got nothing bad to say about Torrey Smith because he caught a lot of clutch passes in the postseason.
Yeah, and you know the team last year, was it all talent? Like Kendrick said, no, it wasn't. I agree with him on that. It was just a band of brothers that wanted it, and that's why going into the Super Bowl I was so confident because everyone wanted it. Just like the next guy, you know, it was like the Patriot way. The Patriots, they bring in these wide receivers that you'd never find on a fucking college football field, and they'd make it work because they have Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a system. You know, and that's why I'm saying, guys, if you're not on the train, get on it right now because this Philadelphia Eagles franchise is gonna do big things. We've been waiting a long time for our first one. Now it's our time to shine. We are going to get multiple championships, and it's going to be an amazing run. So get on board right now. It's going back.
You put me on Instagram.
Yeah, wait, what?
What's this?
I didn't go on Instagram.
What's this?
Oh, yeah, I put you in the Philly Knights. That was funny. Ralphie, what do we got there on Facebook?
Chrome says, "What's up, fellas? Tough matchup out of the gate. Unfortunately, I've had this as an L on my opening day schedule."
Okay. That's it?
Yep.
Okay, Chrome. You know what? He's on Birds of the Feather.
Yep, and lazy booking on Tuesdays and Thursday nights.
All right, what's up, Chrome? You know what? I don't understand it. I really don't. You know, a lot of people think we could lose.
Also saying the first 2 games, I can see us 1-1.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be disappointing.
Yeah.
I'd rather us be 1-1 after 2, honestly, because I feel like every time we've started 2-0, it's gone down the shitter.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. Like, I understand why people are nervous of starting and we don't know who the quarterback is. But that's what I'm saying. You know, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is because both of them have experience. Both of them have big game experience. So, like, coming out in the chute, like, Nick Foles played perfectly in the Super Bowl in front of 100 million people.
Yeah.
You know, he's not going to dumb down or play worse than he did in the Super Bowl in Philadelphia. It's just not going to happen. So, I mean, I'm not scared of this game at all. Like, at all. And you guys should not be either. There's no reason to be scared. We're the better team. All right, so I'm going to go over here on YouTube, answer some of the questions. F. Deems says Michigan is not losing to Brandon Wimbush. That must be your quarterback.
Wimbush is good.
Yeah. Wimbush? Yeah, he said they're not losing to Wimbush.
He's an idiot.
F. Deems?
F. Deems.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dope dick.
Todd Womack says, Philly Dilly, guys, Carson's going to start. I totally 100% disagree. But, you know, I love Carson Wentz, so we'll see what happens. F-Team says, Doom and Gloom still. I don't like how you bring up past failures. We're champs. Exactly. Like, that's exactly what I was saying. You don't bring up past failures. It's a clean slate. We have our first Super Bowl. And I'm only 25. He's 23. Ralph is
22.
22.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So we're all in our 20s, and we're playing with house money. There's nothing better than that. You know, we waited a long time, and some waited a lot longer, and we got lucky with that title in our 20s. So we have a lot of house money to play with. F-Teams also says, how about Milata?
Milata. He made the team.
Yeah, he did make the team.
He made the team, and but he had to make the team because he's got a lot of potential, and there's no way you can place him on waivers. Somebody would pick him up.
Yeah.
So.
No, he learned quick.
He did.
He really did. I think he's gonna. What is he? Left tackle? Right tackle?
Left.
Left.
Yeah, left tackles. Yeah.
Left tackle.
He'd probably fill in for. He'd probably be the next Jason Peters.
Jason, really?
I don't. Like I said, I don't like Little V as a as the future left tackle moving forward after Peters retires.
I
don't like it, dude. It's, like I said, his footing is horrible.
Yeah, but you know,
maybe that can be corrected because I remember when Nick Foles first came out from Arizona and the Eagles drafted him that first year. Like that must say like feet of fucking rocks in the fucking pocket.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And he fixed that shit and he learned from it. So maybe that can be fixed.
Yeah, I like Big V because the reason why I like him, and I know it's a glaring problem, he does not like looking over his shoulder. And when Jason Peters was injured last year, he didn't have to do that. That was his position.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're looking over your position, your shoulder, and scared of losing your job, maybe that's in the back of his mind, and maybe that's why he's not playing as well. Like, I think if you get rid of Jason Peters, which I wouldn't do right now.
Well, he would probably retire this is probably his last year. He'd probably retire at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
I would think.
But, yeah, Big V, in my opinion, he played well last year. I can't just give up on him. And then F-Team says, I was never afraid of the Falcons. Yeah, you're realistic. There's nothing to be scared of the Falcons. I'm sorry, guys. There's nothing. David Roscoe. What's up, David? Finally, Donald signed with the Rams. Yeah, it was a huge contract, by the way. Ronnie F-Team says Ronnie Anderson is the best running back in football. Okay. Henry Pena says, let's fucking go Thursday night. Fly Eagles fly. By the way, Night Freak, nice jersey. I have a Nick Foles jersey, but it's in black with the Super Bowl 52 patch. I had to do it. Like, I mean, my friend Danny was texting me, and he was like, yo, you got to get this jersey. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm going to get this jersey. And I got the jersey. So, yeah, it was I had to do it.
Eagles fan for life says freaky, freaky.
Yeah, Eagles fan for life says freaky, freaky. What's up, Eagles fan for life 17? F team says Wimbush is doo doo.
I responded to that. Wimbush is a god.
Yeah.
But I like his potential. So Wimbush on Notre Dame. He played way. There were times that he played well last year. So
yeah,
we will see.
Exactly. And you know what?
But see, my concern, like I said, I was telling you before we went on the show at Notre Dame, my concern is Wimbush and Notre Dame, over the course of the last 5 years, they folded in, like, every big game.
Yeah.
Like, every huge game. Yeah. Like, last year it was the Georgia game early on.
Yeah.
They lost that by 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point.
At home.
Yeah.
And they don't lose at home. And they could have won that game, like, 3 or 4 times. They blew it. Then Miami, they blew that. That was another huge game later on in the year.
That was like the biggest game of the week too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the Stanford game, I think 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
They lost like every big game that they had. And then
they always do.
Then in 2012, see,
Fucking
people don't
failures.
remember this. Like Notre Dame won a lot of, Notre Dame won a lot of close games that year. That's how they were doing it all year. But they won the biggest game of the year up until the national championship against USC because USC trotted out a third-string quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, if Matt Barkley had played in that game, would the Irish have won that game, having coming into that game, losing 10 straight to USC? I don't know. But, that was the biggest game of the year up until then, and it was against a third-string quarterback. And they went out in the national championship game and got absolutely obliviated.
Yeah, they did. I fucking hate your coach, though. I don't like Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly?
All. No,
I told you
he's like a Charlie Weiss. I don't
no, he's not. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
he's like the same.
No,
thing.
he's not. Oh my God, Charlie Weiss was good for one thing: recruiting, and that was it.
Yeah.
He was good for nothing else.
Doesn't he coach at Kansas now?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Wow, he really got.
He was a good recruiter, and that was it.
Wow.
Which honestly, James Franklin at Penn State reminded me of.
Sucks.
At first,
he sucks.
He reminded me a little bit of Charlie Weiss because he's a really good recruiter
he
too.
is.
And some of his coaching I didn't like at first, but because they had the good season last year, it's making me rethink that. But I don't know. We'll see
what
down
happens.
the line.
We'll see how Trace is without Saquon. That's all.
Yeah, we'll see. That's what I'm saying.
I hope Penn State gets their asses kicked by 50 today to Appalachian
So do
State.
I. I hope so too.
Do.
I really hope so
fucking
too.
hate Penn
But
State.
if Penn State has a 3-9 season or whatever the fuck Notre Dame did in 07 or whatever,
3-9.
I would laugh my ass off.
That would be great.
So
without Saquon,
I would laugh.
with bum Trace McSorley.
Yeah.
You're fucking idiots. Like you go up there, it's all football. It's like you look at the campus. I went up there 1 year for the Rutgers in Penn State.
Yeah.
You go up there, it's just a little town with a big ass football stadium just plopped in the middle, and that's
I told
it.
you that though, dude. State College, there is nothing to do out there.
Nothing.
It's surrounded in the middle
Yeah.
of fields and mountains.
Yeah.
There is nothing going on out there at all.
Yeah.
And you look at some of the other schools in the Big Ten, like where Michigan is. There's nothing around Michigan.
No.
There's nothing around Wisconsin as far as the area surrounding Wisconsin and Nebraska and all that shit. The only one that might, have a lot going on around it would be Ohio State.
Yeah.
But that's understandable because Columbus and plus it's Ohio State.
Yeah.
But other than that, there ain't nothing going on.
And what I did when I was up there is I went up there because Joe Paterno was no longer the coach.
Yeah.
I asked the loyal Penn State fans up there how they thought about him. They were like, "Oh, he's such a great guy. I can't believe he got fired." I just wanted to slap the shit out of them. Like, are you
Oh my
kidding me?
God.
Like, they love Joe Paterno, but what he did was bad, guys. I'm sorry. Like,
That's why at the Rutgers games they go like, "Fuck Penn
on
State."
third down, yeah, they do. A lot of people don't like that, but I hate Penn State. Like, if you like Penn State, please justify why. Like, I don't understand.
You know what really bothers me though? I was talking about this morning with my Temple friend.
Yeah.
The people in Philadelphia that are Penn State fans.
Yeah.
Penn State's not even within 2 hours of the city, but yet they're in Philly rooting for Penn State. When Temple was horrible for like 20 years, like how's that work?
Yeah.
Like seriously,
Yeah,
that's what I don't like.
Yeah, and then when Temple faced Notre Dame, everyone was a Temple fan.
Yeah, everybody had their Temple shit on it.
Yeah.
It was just bandwagonist at
That was
its
probably the
finest.
only time a Temple game was sold out at the Link.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Seriously.
And Notre Dame smacked their asses.
And Notre Dame,
Well, Notre Dame almost
it
lost
was like
that game.
30. It was like
You guys
it
almost
was
lost that
40 to
game.
60 Notre Dame. There were so many Notre Dame
Yeah.
fans there. But Temple, I'll say this though, like I wish Temple well and everything, but Temple played very well that day. They gave the Irish a lot of trouble that day. Notre Dame came back. The one touchdown to T.J. Jones was like right in front of my face because we got the season tickets for the Eagles, so we got the same seats and everything.
Right.
12 rows from the field, and all of a sudden he just comes out right down. That was lit.
Yo, we got someone on Facebook's like he's calling us jerks because we hate Penn State and we're bashing on them. He's like, yeah, no knowledge on Penn State. He said he went to Penn State. We are. Joshua,
All right, that's fine.
Joshua, listen, Josh, that's fine. You went to Penn State. You support your school. That's fine.
Where is this on YouTube?
No, this is on Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Okay.
I just don't get the love for Penn State if you didn't go there and you live in the Philadelphia area.
If you live in the Philadelphia area and you didn't go there, like,
Yeah.
why are you rooting for Penn State with Temple right in your area, with right in your backyard like
It's
that?
because Temple sucks.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Like, and even South Jersey, rooting for Penn State.
Yeah.
Rutgers was bad for the amount of time they were bad.
Right.
So.
No, and Joshua, you just brought up another point. Why are you talking about Notre Dame and Philly? First of all, Josh, I am betting on Notre Dame tonight. They are going to beat Michigan by 10. Second of all, he's a huge Notre Dame fan.
I'm the one that's a Notre Dame fan.
Do you have roots to Notre Dame or?
Not really.
Well, I mean that's another thing. I mean, people with no roots to Notre Dame, it's kind of weird, but it's
kind of like with college, like Alabama's got somehow got a huge fan base now because it's Alabama. Everybody wants to go to Alabama now, and all the other big schools that have all kinds of successes, they all have this huge following. So I mean, it can go both ways,
Yeah, but you know what, Josh? I'll go back to that jerk comment. Yeah, I could be a jerk sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Jerk off.
I am, but I speak the truth. But
Dude, it's not letting me do
it's
shit.
like that's fine. Like I don't care if someone calls me a jerk. That's fine. I love it. If you hate me, bash me. If you don't, love me. I don't care. I really don't. Josh actually said, I get that. Why are you rooting for Notre Dame? Rob's a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah.
He's Notre Dame and Rutgers supporter. But Rutgers is they're building right now, so Notre Dame's always
rebuilding.
Yeah. Rutgers is on like the same echelon as like your Illinois and like stuff like that in the Big Ten. We'll get up to the Michigan State level soon. We will. Trust me. Because it goes like this, all right? It goes Ohio State, the big dogs. Then it goes down to Wisconsin, then Michigan, then Penn State, then Michigan State, then I'll go everyone else. That's pretty much the level right there. Like, I watched the Michigan State game last night. I was not impressed at all. Sorry, Ralphie. They're favored.
Right.
They're favored by 23.5, and they won by 7 to a D1 school.
Well, we play in the toughest conference.
Yeah.
As
Big Ten.
the Big Ten East has all the best teams, and Wisconsin's got the easiest teams out there in the Big Ten West.
Yeah, that's what.
Division-wise, I should say.
Looking
Right.
at the Big Ten, yeah, it's like because the Big Ten championship game, Wisconsin's got an easy run to the Big Ten title game every year.
Yeah, every year.
Because there's no one else out there. I mean, there's nobody else out there. Meanwhile, in the Big Ten East, you got Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and Michigan State. You
Yeah.
got all the big dogs of the whole college football playing in that. So they got an easy run to get there every year.
Yeah, F-Team says he likes Penn State because it's his favorite uniform. That's why he likes Penn State.
That's an ugly.
What was the reason?
Because of their uniform.
They got an ugly uniform too.
It's plain.
Plain
It's-
white.
It's blue.
Like Jesus
It's
Christ.
blue and white. Who gives a fuck about their uniforms? No offense, F-Teams. Texas is coming back. Yeah, they showed they're better than Maryland. I was looking at that score.
Well, Maryland won last year, didn't they? They opened
Yeah.
up again.
Oh,
last
Maryland! I
Yeah.
like their uniforms.
they won last-
Maryland's got
Yeah.
some nice uniforms.
The Terps.
The Terps, yeah.
The one game, if we're still going to talk college football,
That's a
real quick.
That's a basketball school, though.
What, Maryland?
Maryland. Oh yeah.
That's a basketball school.
The one game I'm really looking forward to see is obviously the Notre Dame Michigan game because I hope Notre Dame blows Michigan out of the water. Hate Michigan with a passion, but UCLA tonight, Chip Kelly's first game. I want to see how he does.
Like I said, with UCLA, I don't think with Chip Kelly will have any success there at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
But once it starts, once he starts to get his recruits and his guys in there, I think he'll start to have a lot of success at UCLA. I don't think it'll happen at first, but once he starts getting his recruits under his
And
system,
I'm very
he wants to run.
surprised. I'm very surprised he
That's
didn't
gonna
go
be
with an
interesting.
option. He didn't go with an option quarterback. He went with Wilton Spate. He was
Yeah,
like a
he usually
strong
likes
arm
fast
pocket-
QBs.
Yeah,
he
pocket
does.
passer, Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, see, the thing about Chip Kelly is I'll dig into this real quick. Like, people in Philadelphia, they don't like Chip Kelly. See, I don't dislike Chip Kelly.
I hate him with every fiber of hate in my being.
I can't hate Chip Kelly.
Why?
Because the way he blew up the team helped us out, actually.
No, it didn't.
It did.
No, it didn't.
It really
set
did.
us back 2 or 3 years, and Howie Roseman had to step in and recover.
All right, so if we kept Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy, and Jeremy Maclin, do you think we still have a Super Bowl championship?
Yes, I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
That's a tough one, dude. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't have Carson.
Yeah.
You don't have Carson.
You don't.
Well, that's true, but they didn't. That didn't play an impact on getting Carson. They gave up Kiko Alonso and
Yeah, but how did we get Kiko Alonso?
the McCoy trim. Kiko Alonso, I don't go by that fucking crap. Kiko Alonso was horrible here.
Kiko Alonso was
He
terrible,
lost
but he
his
also
step,
injured himself
and he
in
was-
the second game.
He was injured all year, and then
the one
wasn't
highlight
the same.
play, the one-handed interception in the end zone.
Yeah, that was
against
Versus Atlanta.
That was the only play he had.
That
the
was
whole
before he
thing.
got injured, too.
Yeah.
Kiko
And
Alonso
Byron
ain't bad,
Maxwell was
though.
another huge disappointment.
Yeah.
And that's somebody Chip Kelly signed.
Well, Byron Maxwell was a bum because he was a system cornerback, and we signed him with a risk. And sometimes
And it's some really ridiculous long-term deal. Too.
it
I
was
think
it was
like
it
6
was
years or
ridiculous,
something.
yeah. And Byron Maxwell obviously didn't fit here. Like I remember, I was sitting second row, cold as fuck, at the Arizona game in December,
Oh,
and he's
okay.
hugging the guy, and the guy's just dragging him. I'm like, dude, are you gonna tackle the guy, or are you gonna fucking hug him to death?
That was David Johnson, right?
No, that was some wide receiver, Michael
thought it-
Floyd.
Oh,
Floyd.
Floyd.
Michael
yeah,
Floyd.
He was Notre Dame guy, too.
And then your boy, Jordan Matthews, down 40, and scores a touchdown. It's the Rocky
Who
dance like
gives a
that.
fuck? You still talk about that
Because
shit.
it's memorable.
It's not
It's
memorable.
memorable.
Yeah, you were down. We were
It
down
was
by 40.
memorable.
He starts dancing in the end zone. That dude stinks, though. You like Jordan Matthews?
He loves
I
Jordan
do,
Matthews.
He stinks, dude.
I think he don't benefit from having played. His success came with the Eagles because he was playing with other
Yeah.
top receivers. He goes
Yeah.
off elsewhere, and he's not with anybody.
He's not a true number one.
He's not a true number one. He's
Yeah.
not playing with anybody that is a true number one, and that's why we've seen a sharp decline in his play.
Yeah.
I personally think that if he stayed here and played slot with Alshon on the other side of him, I think he would have had a 1,000-yard season.
Yikes. I don't know. He didn't have quick
I
enough.
think so.
He didn't have quick enough feet. Yeah, his hands were all right. Like sometimes he'd drop a ball like in plain sight, but he was okay. I'm not gonna say he sucks. I'm gonna say he was okay. Like he wasn't like someone you'd rely on. You know what I'm saying? Because
He was somewhat reliable.
like I'm not gonna like I said I'm not gonna say he sucks because like obviously you like him and I don't like to bash people for that long, but I think having Nelson Aguilar in the slot was a blessing in disguise because it really showed what
He didn't have
could
the
do
production
naturally.
that Matthews had in all 3 years.
No, but Nelson Aguilar was beast last year.
He had 700 receiving yards.
He had 6 touchdowns.
Okay, and
What's bigger, the yards or the touchdowns?
they're both about the same. But touchdowns for a receiver, I mean, Chris Carter had
He
a
did
lot.
improve, though.
He
did
improved.
improve.
He did improve. I'm saying, and like I said, you could have put a lot of different receivers there from around the league, and Aguilar, Matthews, or whoever. You probably could have had Torrey Smith in the slot, and they would have seen an improvement in production with Alshon Jeffrey getting all the attention on one side. And I even think Zach Ertz, who also had his best season. I think his best season last year.
Yeah.
A lot of that
Oh, by
also.
far. By
Yeah, a
far.
lot of that had to do with Alshon's
Yeah.
presence too.
Oh yeah, big time.
I think.
Because before last year, I didn't really like Ertz.
I thought he was starting his dull play was starting to get old too.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was overrated.
Now he's a top 3 tight end.
We're going back to Facebook right now. Joshua Roberts says, "When was the last time Notre Dame was last national championship? Not girls basketball."
When was the last time Penn State won a national championship?
Exactly, it's a burn,
Yeah.
right? Boom, mic drop. Late '80s. Like I remember, I was at Happy Valley and we were watching the Rutgers Penn State game. It was so embarrassing. They were like, "Yeah, the last time we won was in 1987." There was it was a big night in Happy Valley.
Yeah, 87.
Yeah.
They won in
I
the 80s
remember.
too.
I think it was my junior year of high school, and Penn State just beat Rutgers. And all over Twitter, they were having a fucking parade
Yep.
out in front of their dorm rooms. And I'm like, dude, you just beat Rutgers.
No.
Fucking relax.
That was a disappointing game because
that was the first game.
That was Rutgers' first game.
Versus Hackenberg.
That was against Hackenberg.
Yeah, it was
That
against
was Ruck-
and Hackenberg did terrible that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. That was Rutgers' first game playing in the Big Ten and against Penn State with the rivalry and everything. And Rutgers just could not finish the deal.
I was actually at Stuff Your Face in New Brunswick watching the game. I'm a huge Rutgers fan, and we actually had potential that year because we were finally starting in the Big Ten, and that was a good game. We were winning that game for the whole game.
Yeah.
And then he goes down the field and scores his awful fucking. I can't call a touchdown awful, but it was like the most easy, pathetic touchdown I've ever seen, and I punch a wall. I was so pissed off because I hate Penn State so much.
Yeah, me too.
The whole time we were there, their fans were talking so much shit. They're like, Christian Hackenberg's going to light you guys up for 5 touchdowns and all this stuff. He's like the second coming of Jesus. And I'm like, all right, well, we're going to find out. And then he did jack shit.
His whole career, he was jack shit.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind that the Jets took him in the second round. It just blows my mind.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Penn State fans are fucking morons. No offense to the nice Penn State fans out there. I'm not speaking to all of you. I'm speaking to the assholes and the people that think Joe Paterno did nothing wrong. Those are the fans I'm talking to.
Joe Pa knew.
He did know. All right, so we're going to go back to YouTube, read some of these questions. Chris M. says, there are so many Notre Dame fans around where I live. No one cares about Rutgers, and he's a Rutgers fan.
I agree with that.
Yeah, unfortunately. FD says, I'm a Sooners fan with no connection. He just became a fan because same times he became as a fan of the Eagles and the Cardinals. And he also said, I wanted Utah State to win. I was disappointed. We all did. FD says, no, the only thing I like about them is uniforms. But we had Nick Foles at the time. Mr. Best QB ever. I agree with that. Final Flash says, we still use some of Chip Kelly's scheme plays sparingly. Some of them are still in the playbook. Yeah, they have to be. Because last year during the Super Bowl run, we used them to help Nick Foles. So, yeah, he went back to Chip Kelly's tenure, and he used some of that. So, I can't bash Chip Kelly. I just can't.
He was the worst GM this town's ever had.
He's not a GM. He's a head coach.
When they made him the GM.
Yeah, whose idiot fault was
He
that?
was the worst GM this town's ever had.
He's not a GM. Who? Chip Kelly.
He came in with the mentality that he thought he was going to do what he did in college in the NFL.
Yes, because he knew that the Eagles would give him whatever he wanted, or else he'd leave. Like that. That's exactly what he was saying to Jeffrey Lurie. And Jeffrey Lurie, being the owner, not saying "fuck you" to Chip Kelly. I'm not going to give you.
Get the fuck out of
here.
Yeah,
he didn't say that. He gave him the GM role, and he put Howie Roseman somewhere else.
I remember that Dallas game 2015. I watched film of it on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys are actually shouting out the Eagles' plays before the Eagles ran them.
Well, because they ran 4 fucking plays the whole game.
They ran, yeah.
You know? I mean, sometimes that catches up to you. I understand the fast pace of the offense. Like, I get that. Like, it catches the defense off guard. But if you don't execute in the best way possible.
And mix things up.
Yeah, you're going to keep your defense on the
how
whole
crazy
time.
is this as well? That Chip, that I guess he didn't go all in for Mariota.
He did.
You hear that? You hear about that
Yeah, but
story?
the Eagles were picking 20th overall that year, so it would have been even tougher for them to move all the way up like that. And when the Eagles got Carson Wentz, the year they got Carson Wentz, Eagles were, I think, 13th or 12th.
Yeah.
So it was easier for them to move
We went from
up like that.
13 to 8 and then to 2.
Yeah, it was easier for them to
still
move up.
one of the craziest moves I've ever seen a football team do.
No, and I was
just to jump 2
I was,
spots.
I was one of the few people that were actually for that trade because I didn't like going into the season with Sam Bradford and Chase Daniel.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that.
Well, what I didn't like was the Chase Daniel move was stupid.
Yeah.
That was
Paid him overpaid him.
way overpaid.
$7 million a
Paid him,
year. Yeah. It's
$7 million a year to
insane.
just sit there with a clipboard. Like, what the fuck? I could do that.
And you kind of knew that because usually when you bring in new coaches and new personnel, usually the players that were there before are kind of already out the door. So
yeah, exactly. You know, it's crazy, but you know, like I said, guys, I can't bash Chip Kelly because he taught us kind of a lot. You know, he taught us how to not play the game at the professional level. He taught us to.
I have nothing good to say about him.
Of course you don't. Like I mean,
he's terrible.
I'm not expecting you guys to praise him or do whatever. I just don't hate the guy.
I think he's a good coach, but not in the NFL.
No, he's not an
and
NFL
he's a college.
coach.
He's a college football coach.
And he was even saying, like Brian Kelly was saying this, like you get to pick everything you want in college.
Yeah.
In the NFL, with all them higher ups above you doing all the like the GMs and the owners and the CEOs and everything, you don't get the team.
You don't get all hands on.
You don't get all hands on the team you'd like to have on the field.
Right.
And they were all saying it, and Chip Kelly thought that was just going to be okay and it was going to work out in the NFL. with the personnel and everything.
Well, talent
and
wins
that didn't
football,
happen.
and you see what happened his final year here.
You can't do that shit that you were doing with professionals.
Yeah.
You can't. The stuff he was doing in the college with these curfews and all this other bullshit he was doing in college.
Grown-ass
You could do that.
man.
You could do
Grown-ass
that
man.
in college, with college kids.
Yeah.
They have to listen to you.
Yeah.
But you can't do that in the pros
You
with
think a
professionals.
34-year-old Jason Peters going to go to bed at 10:30 at night?
No.
Come
No.
on. He's a grown-ass man.
Making
Drink his
millions
fucking
and
protein
shit.
shake
Yeah.
or whatever he is.
Real quick,
That's
college
why I
football
think
scores.
I think
Real
that's
quick.
what happened
Do
with
it.
Deshaun Jackson.
You think so? You
I
think
think
that's why?
I think that's what
Yeah.
happened.
Deshaun's a partier anyway to begin with.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why do you think he picked Florida or Tampa Bay over us? You know what I mean?
Yep. You got some score
That-
updates?
Yeah. Oklahoma is beating Florida Atlantic 56-0.
Okay. Damn, that's Lane Kiffin's
oh,
team.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ohio
that sounds
State.
like a really close game.
Ohio State is winning
They're
against
delayed right
Oregon
now.
State 42-14.
Another really close game.
And the other good game that's only at least enjoyable to watch, Maryland's winning by 24-22 over
Fuck.
Texas.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Okay. Rutgers is winning 28-7. It
They got it. Yeah.
shouldn't even be that close. But over on Facebook, Mike Parker is talking shit. He chimed in. He said Rutgers' lone championship was in 1869. Hey, listen. hey, listen, Mikey. I know we're not the best football program. I understand that. But let's go back to Penn State because I'm guessing you got hurt by what I said about Penn State, which is absolutely true. Penn State, they are football. All right, they get some of the best recruits every year. They get some of the best coaching every year. They had that gargoyle-looking motherfucker for like 50 years, and they won, 3 championships out of that whole time, which is kind of embarrassing. Like, I'm sorry. But Penn State, being a football program, and that's all they're based off of is football, you got to do better than that.
Rutgers, where Rutgers is, you got New York City within an hour. You got Philadelphia within an hour and a half. You got the Jersey Shore within an hour. You got Atlantic City within 2 hours.
Yeah.
What do you got around Penn State?
Nothing.
Fields.
Nothing. Yeah,
Fields
that's
and
what you
corn.
have.
Crops.
Exactly. Crops and mountains and the Appalachians. That's what you got at Penn State.
Exactly.
So there's nothing else
And a
to
ton of
do out
snow.
there. Yeah, there's nothing else to do out there, and that's why Rutgers really has had a tough time catching on with some of these top-notch programs.
See, though, I don't understand that, and I'm going to be honest, because being in the Big Ten, it should get you some better recruits.
Well, that's a recruiting problem is what that is.
Rutgers, if you ever go down to Brunswick, Easton Avenue in Brunswick, it's a great time. It's
Yeah, I
fun,
know.
and I don't understand why they're not getting better players.
Well, you also have to kind of look at it. It's like if you're a
Coaching.
top player, and you got Michigan, Penn State, Michigan State, Wisconsin knocking at your door, and then Rutgers knocking at your door. What team really? Honestly, with both.
Probably Michigan.
Probably
you know what I
Michigan.
mean? I mean, you're gonna pick. It's almost like basketball players as well. Like if you have a Duke and North Carolina looking at you, but you have a UNLV looking at you as well, you're just gonna take UNLV out the picture and just rely on Duke and North
You
Carolina.
got Villanova or Duke.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're a
You're gonna
top
wanna
player,
win.
you're gonna want to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? What was it, Jabril Peppers?
Jabril Peppers.
He's from North Jersey,
Michigan,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, he went
Yeah,
to
he's-
Michigan.
He's from North Jersey,
Yeah.
and he had that's the
Fucking
same
bust.
thing. He had Rutgers and
Yeah.
Michigan and 2 more top Ohio State, I think, too.
Yeah.
He had like 4 schools that were top notch. One of them being Rutgers.
Yeah.
Knocking on his door, and he went with Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Jabril Peppers, I mean, how's he doing in the league right now? He's not doing,
entering his second year.
he's a bust, right?
No, he's entering his second year. He's just on a team that was really terrible last year.
0-16, terrible.
Yeah, awful. And
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out how to use him. He's actually a good safety.
Yeah.
They can move him around. He's a running back, too.
He's like a utility player as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. You can play middle linebacker.
Uh-oh,
safety.
Scotty's pissed off.
About what?
He's trying to FaceTime me.
Nah, screw him. Put it down.
Okay.
Mike Parker said over on Facebook he has no Penn State allegiance, and he also said I went to UNC Charlotte, who just got football the first year I attended. I picked them, but they stink. I just don't like college teams just because. And he says SEC is college football, and there's everyone else. I disagree.
Stop.
I
Parker.
disagree.
Come
with,
on, baby.
Mike. I kind of disagree with that point because the Big Ten, they're strong, and I just feel like the SEC is Alabama than everyone else.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Bama, and then the next team close to them is probably Auburn. I would say right now, maybe Clemson. Well, Clemson's in the ACC. They're not even in the SEC. So I'd say it's Alabama, Auburn, and then everyone else.
Whoever.
Yeah. Yeah, because LSU underperforms every single year. Like, you know.
Even when they had Les Miles. But, I mean, you know what, I was very surprised that LSU let Les Miles go like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, LSU, you know, their football stadium is one of the hardest to win in, or it should be.
Mhm.
It should be. Yeah.
And they shouldn't. They just have been really underperforming. And, you know, you said you were surprised they let him go. I'm not. Because, you know, if you're not going to perform at one of the best franchises, college football teams or programs ever, and Nick Saban made it look easy. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're out the door. So, that is
a
what it
lot
is.
of them stadiums down south, like, that's all they have down there.
Yep.
It's a much different scene at Rutgers.
Yeah, and I
Looking at Tennessee, like, they've been terrible for freaking 20 years at least.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that stadium holds
Haven't been good since Peyton Manning stepped through them tunnels.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like 20-something years,
Yep.
and their stadium holds 100,000 people, and they sell out every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's crazy because, and same thing with baseball too. Baseball down south, if you're a good player, you're gonna go down south and play baseball because it's so, I guess, well put together for schools down there. Same
Yeah.
thing with football too.
Yeah, I know.
And football down south is, I mean, goddamn, high schools
They
in
worship
Texas
it, yeah.
have almost the same stadium as Alabama does. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, they
I
worship
know.
it down there.
Yeah.
It's like they like college more than the pros down there.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, it's not even close either. Like,
No.
like you have this guy on YouTube named Uncle Lou. He likes the Georgia Bulldogs,
Mhm.
but he talks about the Atlanta Falcons like he mocks the Falcons, even though he lives in Georgia.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm the biggest Atlanta Falcons fan, but he gives no shit about the
Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons. It's and Scotty's trying to call me too. Right
Yeah,
now.
I know. He's mad.
Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. You know, Scotty, if you didn't want to go on that date and you wanted to show up, it is what it is, you know. We're having a fun time here, but
I'll
know,
call Scotty
maybe
when
next time.
break time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
I'll call him.
F-Team says
Tell him to expect a phone call in 20 minutes.
LSU has Joe Burrows now. He's the best QB they've had in a long time. I've never fucking heard of that guy in my life.
I think he's a transfer. He was a
He's
transfer
pissed
from
off.
Ohio. I think either it was Ohio State or Michigan. Forget what it was. I might be wrong on the team though. I think
Yeah.
it was Ohio State.
Who's the best QB prospect in college right now? Guy from Clemson?
The guy that's not playing for Clemson right now, yeah, that's Trevor Lawrence, man. I like him. But if we're gonna go for this year, I love Jake Fromm, man. Jake Fromm, he's a
Fromm?
gamer. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, love him.
Okay. Yeah, and over on Facebook, we have Mike Parker, again, saying an SEC has been a national championship in the last 12 years in a row. SEC. No, not true.
Well, yeah, it's the Alabama Invitational.
No, it's not true because Clemson won. They're ACC. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I maybe worded that, but yeah, it definitely wasn't 12 years in a row. Because Ohio State won. Clemson won. Michigan got Florida won with their SEC. I'm trying to think of other teams. Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't 12 years in a row. But over on Facebook.
Hey, other stadiums down. LSU holds 100,000.
Yeah.
Alabama and Auburn both hold 100,000.
The Iron Bowl. I actually tell you,
both stadiums will hold 100,000 for the Iron Bowl.
It's crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy how serious
Yeah.
they take that shit down there.
Oh yeah, I actually wanted to go to the Iron Bowl one year.
Really?
Yeah, I did. It's Alabama versus Auburn.
I know.
Yeah.
Damn.
I wanted to go. And we have some comments over here on the Facebook. Jabril Peppers is from East Orange or something, right?
Yeah, ECA, something like that. I know he's in I know he's from North Jersey.
Yeah. And then they said Alabama and Georgia every
But
year.
that school that he's from, I think Paramus Catholic, they have a top 25 team in the whole country every
Yeah.
year, and they're a top 3 team in New Jersey every year.
Easily.
Every single year, they're top 3 in the state.
Yeah, and Scotty chimed in. He's like, "Did this show go off without a hitch?" Nah, we had some technical problems with the cast in the early going, but we got it fixed. It was a glitch. But sometimes shit happens, you know? You got to keep moving.
Is what it is.
Exactly. F-Team says Ohio State won in 2015. What is he talking about? Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what he meant by that. Parker, if you can...
Parker said an SEC team has been in the national championship, win or lost 12 years in a row.
Oh, in the game, not won. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, Parker, sorry about that. Yeah.
Temple with 7 minutes left. They're up 17-13 on Villanova.
Yeah.
Villanova has the ball at the 30, at the Temple 30 though, so they're driving.
Yeah.
So
And they're a D2 school, right? Villanova.
Yeah. Yeah, and Scotty says get back to Eagles talk. Well, guess what? It's college football game one, day one, buddy.
If Villanova
happens.
wins that game, that'd be fucking crazy. It would probably be good for the program.
Yeah.
But that would just be like, what?
Yeah. What?
It would be annoying, to be honest with you.
Not
I
really.
hate Villanova. I can't stand Villanova. He loves Villanova. I just I don't hate the team.
Mhm.
I don't like the fans. Like the fans just come out of nowhere and just root for the team just because they're in the tournament.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'm sorry. You gotta stick with them the whole time. What is your guys' Eagles season record prediction? 12-4 for me.
12-4.
And
I was 10-6 or 11-5.
10-6, 11-5. Okay.
I just think this season is just the back end of the schedule is kind of tough for us.
Back end.
Yeah.
I don't think there's that one team that I'm afraid of.
Mhm.
You know, I have some losses in there, but if I didn't say we couldn't beat every team, I'd be lying to you. I think we could beat every team,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna throw some losses in there because that's realistic.
So now for Thursday night, what are the keys to the game? What do the Eagles have to do to secure this victory?
Keys to the game: QB play has to be well, coaching has to be spot on, and you got to pressure Matt Ryan.
Mhm. Yeah.
Those are the keys to the game.
I said my keys to the game earlier. Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Use Ajayi, use Sproles, use Clement.
Has
grind
Matt
that-
Jones been cut yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he has been cut.
Yeah.
Grind that clock.
Yeah.
And get on them long drives. Keep that Atlanta defense tired on the fields. And keep Julio Jones and Matt Ryan on the sidelines. And that's how you win the game.
I'm not even scared of Matt Ryan, to be honest with you. Like if he
I'm not either, but I'm just saying, like, time of possession.
Yeah.
Like, that's key to the game right there.
I just think they're gonna drive him into a hole into the ground. Like they're gonna make a little outline of his body on the ground. Like he's gonna get sacked so many times. I actually kind of feel bad for him, to be honest with you, because Matt Ryan, he is accuracy. He was the MVP a couple years ago, but going up against our defensive line, you know, it's listen, it's just no match.
Yeah.
It's just
No.
not. It's just crazy. And then Scotty said, "Are you taking live callers?" You know, Tom doesn't really like that. Hold on. Tom doesn't really like that. He likes the chat because it's a quicker pace to the show. But I could take a couple callers, I guess. I just have to run it through him, run it by him one time. And he's asking, someone in the chat asked if you're going to some tailgate next week. I think it's one of your friends on the group chat, on the YouTube chat.
In YouTube?
Yeah, it's Rick Grimes. Pumphrey got cut. Yeah,
Yeah.
bye Felicia. Yeah, goodbye. But I went to his Twitter.
Oh, I will be there.
Yeah, you will be there.
I will be there, yeah.
I won't be there.
We know that.
Yeah. And I will be at. Oh yeah, by the way, next week's tailgate we are having an official A2D radio tailgate, and you guys should stop by.
Yeah.
Definitely. We don't know the location yet.
You don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet, but it will be there. Tom's setting it up right now. And
What if I walk up with a Four Loko?
do what you want to do.
I'm retired from drinking Four Loko, so that wouldn't happen now.
Yeah.
Especially after all the trouble that came with drinking them. But
Yeah. You know, it'd be fun. I don't know if this is my first year at A2D, and it's been great so far. I don't know how they set up their tailgates, but I'll definitely bring some of my people over there, like EDP, and we'll meet some of the guys. You know, I have yet to meet everyone over there,
Mhm.
so yeah, it'll be pretty fun. Can't wait for that. And we have tell Mike he's wrong, and then F Team's like tell Mike he's wrong again. Ohio State beat Oregon in the national championship, so that wasn't an SEC team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because I bet on Ohio State that game. Yeah, Mike Parker said I was wrong. I was looking at the old system. It's 15 out of 16 years that an SEC was in the championship. Yeah, it's all right, Mike. We're wrong sometimes. We all are. But, you know, at least you admitted it. You know, I like when people admit their flaws. But we have any more scoring updates?
I'll look for you real quick.
like I said, Temple 17-13 up over Villanova, but Villanova's driving.
Villanova's driving.
Yeah, we'll see.
Villanova just took the lead.
Woo!
19
Villanova,
to
the
17.
basketball program
20-17?
took the lead
19-17. I guess they're
Oh, so they're kicking the out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the link.
At the link. Like I said, that'd be a huge win for the program.
the PAT got blocked.
Oh.
Like them.
They're going to lose by one. They're going to lose by one.
Let's the score be 20-19.
Yeah.
Texas and Maryland. Maryland still winning by 2, 24-22.
That'll change.
Oregon State and Ohio State are still delayed. And Florida Atlantic finally scored 56-7.
Jesus Christ. Probably covered the point spread. I don't even know what it is.
All right, so I'm looking at this for the Browns. The Browns in the 2016 draft had 14 picks. Had 14 picks, and I don't recognize any of these guys on this list. The first round pick is no longer on the team.
Really?
Corey Coleman.
Yeah, you know what? And the funny thing is he just got cut
By
the
the
Bills.
He just got cut by the Bills.
That's sad, man. Is Cody Kessler still on the team?
He's with
Remember when Browns
Oh my
fans
God, hold on,
were
let me
trying to
look that
compare
up.
him to the rookie? They were trying to compare him to Carson
Yeah.
Wentz.
Yeah.
When
Deshaun Kaiser.
no, they were trying to compare Kessler to Carson Wentz off the seasons Kessler had
Fucking
and Wentz
idiots.
had. Fucking idiots.
El Presidor.
He's with Jacksonville now. He's a backup quarterback at
All
Jacksonville.
right, okay.
Blake Bortles. I like Blake Bortles. I personally like Blake Bortles. A lot of people don't
I like Blake Bortles too. He ain't
Yeah.
bad.
Teddy Bridgewater's with the Saints now as well. He got
That
traded
I
this
know,
week.
yeah.
That
That'll be
I-
their future quarterback.
I don't get
You
it.
think so?
I don't get it, to be honest with you. I don't get that trade. I mean, the Jets go all in to get Teddy Bridgewater. They draft Sam Darnold, which was expected. I expected Sam Darnold to start because
Yeah.
I think he's good, personally.
Well, you might as well. And Teddy had a good enough preseason to show teams, look, I still have it. You know,
Yeah.
my knee's not the problem anymore. I'm over that. I can finally play. And maybe the Jets thought, and they did get a third-round pick for him.
Yep.
So they got a third-round pick for Teddy Bridgewater. So now the Saints, I was looking at it, the Saints are without a first and a third this year in this year's
Wow.
draft. Yeah, so
With
they're
a-
going all in.
With an old Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who has Drew Brees in your fantasy?
I'm not sure. I have to look for that.
Yeah, my fantasy team's looking lit, guys. I have Carson Wentz, I have Antonio Brown, and Gronk all on the same team. Yep. It's looking pretty good. Gronk, I picked Gronk third. Like, I went past some of the running backs because I was like, I have to have Gronk because he's, like, favorite target. You got to go for him. But then we got some more comments on the YouTube section. Not shocked Pumphrey got cut by Bryce Blackwell. Yeah, he's a bum. That was a crazy trade. Am I tailgating at the Holiday Inn? No, it got taken down.
No, the Holiday Inn's under construction.
Yeah, because there's going to be some casino now. And then Chris M said Jets didn't go all in to get Teddy. Well, I mean, what did they give up to get him? I
I think he was a free agent, dude.
He was a free agent?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh shit, maybe I'm
Let me
wrong.
see. Let me clarify on that real
The
quick.
Cowboys claimed Coleman off waivers. Scotty said that.
There you go.
Oh, do they really?
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe he could be the number one wide receiver for them.
Okay. Rick Grimes says, I guess this is to all of us. Rank your favorite sports moments from most to least favorite.
Philadelphia wise, or I wonder if that's
anything.
Philadelphia wise.
Anything. He didn't specify. I would go this. I will say my favorite was the Philly special. That was my favorite. My second favorite was the Aaron Boone walk-off for the Yankees in 2003 because I was watching that with my mom. The third was when Keith Primo tied it against Hobby Bolin in 2004, Game 6. That was with 1 minute and 51 seconds left, I believe.
I thought that was with a minute left.
It was like almost 2 minutes left.
Wow.
Yeah, Hobby Bolin was the goaltender.
The
even though-
Lightning were a much better team
They were a
than
great
the
team
Flyers
that
that
year.
year.
Yeah.
But it was just so disappointing to get drugged through the mud like that in
Yeah.
that series, just to have them lose in Game 7.
No, because I remember I was young and I had to listen to it on the radio because my mom thought I was in bed, but I was sneaking it. And I listened to it. I was like, yes! And my mom was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, that was one of the best moments ever.
Yeah, he was a free agent because the Vikings didn't pick up Teddy's contract, signed with
Yeah,
the Jets,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
got traded to the
Yeah.
Saints.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they expected Darno to have the rookie season he had, but I think they were expecting quarterback
Rick.
competition,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
And I read that completely wrong. Sorry, Rick. He didn't ask moments. He asked favorite sports, most to least favorite. My favorite. Are you saying live or are you saying in general? If you're
Well,
saying
yeah.
in general, my favorite sport is football. My second sport is fighting. My third is hockey. My fourth is basketball, and my fifth is baseball.
Mhm.
From top to bottom.
I don't have a rank because it's just whatever season it is. So
Yeah.
like right now, baseball's on, so I'm heavy baseball. You know what I mean?
I'm like all in
I'm
on
all
baseball
locked in
right
on
now.
yeah.
And
So when football comes and then the mixture of football and hockey, I'm in between.
And
both.
because the Phillies are a lot more competitive this year,
Yeah.
and they're in like September baseball, meaningful September baseball, only 2 back of Atlanta right now. The Phillies, thankfully, this Thursday they're off.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
So there's no live coming home and watching it.
Yeah.
But week 2, they finally this is where this would come into play because the Phillies and Eagles play at the same time. I watch the Eagles game at 1 and I DVR the Phillies game.
Yeah.
And I don't look at I turn off all my notifications for the Phillies. And then when the Eagles game ends at 5 o'clock, I put the rerun. I put on the DVR Phillies game.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and Mike Parker said in Facebook, he said, I like Bortles' price in DraftKings, always low. And his receivers, Cole and Westbrook, are very cheap for being number 1 and number 2 receivers. DraftKings, DraftKings is tough. You really have to dig deep for players in there. So, yeah, I agree. Bortles isn't a bad QB at all. He brought him to the championship game, so, he's serviceable, definitely. F-Deem says, Philly's special, his favorite moment, and the David Freese walk-off Game 6 in World Series.
I don't even want to think about that shit, man.
Yeah, that was versus the Texas Rangers.
No, because the Cardinals that year.
Yeah, they beat the Phillies.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that shit.
Ryan Howard tore his shit.
Yep.
Utley also got hurt in that series.
Tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
In the final play of the
Well,
season.
Howard got hurt, but Utley, I remember he was stealing a base in Game 4, and he, slid like this, and his knee, popped up.
Yeah.
And he played the rest of that game and Game 5. Both Utley and they never came out and said this, but it looked like he hurt himself.
Yeah.
And he was a tough guy. He never admitted to it, but Utley and Howard were never the same ever again after that.
Right.
And really, that led to the demise of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Well, players get old. I mean, you had...
Well, they were older at that
Yeah.
point anyway. Both of them were, I think, 32 at that point.
Yeah.
Well, and you also had to look at
So-
that Philly, that team that did play the Cardinals. I mean, we still had a lot of potential in that team to make another run for the World Series. It's just that, St. Louis was better, and they obviously went on to win the World
And you
Series.
guys traded
that year.
away Pence.
Well,
too.
that was the year
Yeah.
after. That a lot of things really played in part.
Yeah.
They traded 27-year-old Hunter Pence out and got nothing in
Shane
return.
Victorino the same
They traded
year.
Shane Victorino
to
away.
Boston.
He was one of the locker room clubhouse leaders of the
Yeah.
team. And really, I think another demise, Howard. He got figured out and he never adjusted.
Yeah, he couldn't hit the curveball.
He could not hit a pitch that if you threw a pitch low and away, no matter what pitch it was, he would swing every single time and strike out. That's all you had to do.
That's the one thing I'll never get, though, is how the Phillies fans treated Ryan Howard during the stretch, of his career. Because Ryan Howard was
I guess
a
because
big piece.
Well,
you
he
just
was-
kind of knew when he came up to the plate, it was either a double or a home run, or you got to strike out of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was never a hard single. It was always a double off the fence or a home run, or you just got the 20
yeah,
strikeouts
but
every
that's
game.
how his swing was, though. It was like a high golf swing. It
Mhm.
was like he started up here, and then he had that little flick.
Yeah.
That's a power swing. I mean, you're not going to have singles from that swing. It's just not going to happen. So, I mean, you either have to change your swing, which he wasn't going to do because you get into the majors by your swing. And, I just didn't understand the hate for him. But I guess it's different because I don't really,
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention that much. Rick Rhymes says Phillies look better than the Yankees. I gotta admit they
Right
do.
now, maybe.
Right now they do, but it doesn't matter because the Yankees are gonna be in the playoffs, and that's
Guaranteed,
That's
too.
when it matters.
Well, if you're the Phillies, you might as well not even look at the wild card. You just got to go for the
you
division.
said that
man.
last week.
You got to go for the division.
When they were
now.
4.5 out of the division this week, I was just like, time to start thinking about the wild card.
Yeah.
But now they're 2 back, and I think 2 back of that said wild card. So, and I just don't want to play St. Louis in that wild card game. I don't want to play St. Louis at all.
They're
Yeah.
winners.
Because they'll half.
They're on fire right now.
They're on fire right now,
Yeah.
and I feel as if every year for the last 20 years they'll half-ass it in the regular season. They get to the playoffs, they're a completely different team, and that they're so clutch with their hitting.
Yeah.
And, oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to see them at all.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them again. Milwaukee. If there is a wild card game, or if the Phillies end up in the playoffs or whatever, and they play Milwaukee, that I can deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because they have a good history against Milwaukee.
Now, with everything that happened yesterday, Rob, I want to ask you, would you like Josh Donaldson on the Phillies?
How old is he now? 'Cause he's got to be up there.
he's gotta be in
age.
his
Yeah.
30s. Yeah,
He's got to be up in this.
I like the Bautista signing because he provides a bat off the bench, or the trade or whatever, because he provides a bat off the bench He provides veteran leadership.
Yeah.
This is a guy that's been there in the postseason, done that in the postseason. And I always liked Joey Bats. When he did that, I defended him, actually, and not everybody did when he hit that home run against Texas and threw his bat like that. He almost threw his bat like a douchebag out.
He's 32. Josh Donaldson's 32.
Oh, I'd take him on the Phillies fucking any day. I know Cleveland got him now, but I'd take him on the Phillies. Jesus God, I'd take him on the Phillies.
It's just that the Phillies offense is there. It's just the pitching that worries me.
Yeah.
That
Down the
bullpen
stretch.
is just
I'm not even
to
really
unfold.
worried about the starting pitching. What I'm worried about is the bullpen.
Yeah.
Because Sir Anthony Dominguez got figured out. That's obvious. He's now blown like 3 or 4 saves in the past 3 weeks. 2 weeks it might have even been. He got figured out. Hector Neris started this last year. He got figured out, and they thought they could come into the season with him as a closer. That didn't happen. And back when Jedmar Gomez was the pitcher, he was a good closer for a while. Then he gets figured out.
Yeah.
He don't adjust. He ain't never been the same. He's out of the league now, I think.
Easily.
So, these guys get figured out, these bullpen arms that come up from AAA, and they really got to, look at that once,
and
they're on a run, and then all of a sudden they're set blowing saves. They really got to, okay, what can we do differently here? Because these guys get figured out.
Yeah.
It's just no doubt about it.
Yeah, and like F. Deems just said, you don't really want to run into the St. Louis Cardinals because they have the second most World Series wins of all time.
Yeah,
and
I know.
And their franchise is just rich with history.
Yeah, like what
history.
Rob was
They're
saying.
very
it's-
clutch in
Yeah.
big moments,
Yeah.
and that's why I don't want to see them again. I think they've beaten every single team in our division
Yep.
at some point in
Yep.
time in the postseason in the last 20 years. Actually, no, the Marlins. Was that the Marlins? Did they lose to the Marlins? No, except for the Marlins. They beat every single team in our division except the Marlins in the postseason in the last 20 years.
Yes,
They beat
sir.
the Mets, they beat the Nationals, they beat the Phillies, and they beat Atlanta two or three times.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times. That's right.
Yep.
But you know what? We're on for an hour so far, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to go to a break?
We're gonna do a quick break, like a 5 to 6 minute break
Yeah.
tops, and then we're gonna regather and do all that stuff. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break. This is Real Talk Studios. Hooligans, we will be back. Join us on YouTube on the second half of the show.
All right.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What is up, everybody? We are back from break. It was a very quick break. We just needed to recoup. This episode of the Hooligans is brought to you by Scazano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 856-889-3434. Find them on the web at scazanosports.com. Coming back from the Real Talk Studios, I'm Kyle. That's Rob, Ralphie on the ones and twos, as they say it on the other shows, so I'll say it myself. And we are back talking about NFL picks, Week 1. Now, I am going to let the man behind the computer talk first.
Okay.
What are your NFL picks, Week 1?
Let me pull them up.
Okay.
Before we do anything, let me switch it over.
All right, cool. NFL Week 1, and we'll let the family chime in as well.
So how many games you want me to
Villanova
do?
won.
Villanova
Did
won.
they?
1917 over Temple.
Wow. That's embarrassing.
Now we know why there's
At the link.
now we know why there's a lot of Penn State fans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll just do 5 games though.
Okay.
I got, let's see. I got New Orleans over Tampa Bay. Jacksonville over the Giants.
Mhm.
Let's see. Seattle over Denver.
Okay.
Carolina over Dallas. And then I'll pick a Monday night game. I got the Rams over Oakland.
Rams over Oakland. Okay. That Oakland game is intriguing. I am, I'm going to go next. I'm going to go actually spread picks, since it's a good idea, by the way, 5 games. I'm going to go with your spreads for Week 1. These are betting lines, which you can use or not use. It doesn't matter. I am going to go Philadelphia minus the 3, lay the 3. It's going to be an easy victory. Put whatever you want on it. Philly's going to win by 20 fucking points. That's game number 1. Game number 2, Jacksonville on the road at the New York Giants. I have Jacksonville laying the 3 again. Again, that's another lock. They're going to destroy the New York Giants. I have upset special of the week. I just thought of this one. I have, what was it? I completely forgot, honestly. I have Seattle going to Denver and beating Denver. That's Week 1.
I have another upset that's going to be interesting.
And with my last game of the week, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers minus 5.5 against Cleveland. Lay the 5.5 for Pittsburgh, and those are my locks of the week.
I had the Falcons over the Eagles.
Okay.
I got the Colts over the Bengals. The Ravens over the Bills. Saints over the Buccaneers. My upset pick of the week, I got the Texans going to New England and beating the Patriots.
Okay.
I got the Vikings over the 49ers. Yeah, I got the Titans over the Dolphins, Jaguars over the Giants, Steelers over the Browns, Chiefs over the Chargers, Panthers over the Cowboys. Jeez.
Tough, right?
That one's really tough.
Yeah.
I'll go with the home team. I got the Cardinals over the Redskins.
Okay.
I got the Broncos over the Seahawks, Packers over the Bears, Jets over the Lions. And the Monday night, I got the Rams over the Raiders.
Rams over the Raiders?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And F-Teams on Twitter, F-Teams on YouTube just said 31-29 Maryland in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Also, Ohio State and Oregon State has resumed play. Ohio State's winning 49-14. Oklahoma's beating the bricks off of Florida Atlantic 63-7.
Damn.
Houston's actually beating Rice now 38-27.
Yeah, it's expected.
Rutgers is winning 35-7.
Okay.
And any other good games that actually matter at this point? Nope, not yet.
Nope, not at all.
3:30 though.
Penn State
For
starts.
Penn State and another
V for victory.
good game is Auburn and Washington at
Oh, yeah.
3:30.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
They're numbers 6 and 9, I think.
Yeah, and West Virginia and Tennessee, that should be a good one as well.
Yeah, and then we have Notre Dame, Michigan later.
Yep.
Yep, that'll be a good one. I'll enjoy that one. Hopefully. Going back to some of the comments on Twitter. Fucking Twitter. YouTube. Scotty said we're back with the Hooligans. Yes, we are. F-Team says this Texas-Maryland game is going to be a classic. It looks like that. And they said Texas is back. Yeah. Listen, I always thought Texas was overrated. You know, with Vince Young winning that title back in 2005, I thought that was the one year where they really shined. But at the same time, you know, they always had.
They were nasty that year.
Yeah, they were. And they beat who? Matt Leinart, right?
Yeah.
Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush. Okay, yeah. And the one title that USC had was vacated.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that. The full-fledged. But, yeah, our NFL picks, they were brought to you by Real Talk Studios. Yeah, so those are your picks. Do with them what you want to. And, you know, going back to the Eagles, this week is a special week for me because, you know, not only do I don't know who's going to start the game as quarterback. I personally don't. I do have a preference. I do want Nick Foles to start this game. But if he didn't, I'd be okay with that. But if, you know, it's going to be a special moment because, you know, the last time we really celebrated was in February when they ultimately won the prize. But when you see that banner get unraveled, it's going to be real. You know, it's going to be a real moment. And I'll be there. I'll be in section 103. My buddy hooked me up with some face value
I'll be there
tickets.
too, but we don't know where we'll be sitting at yet.
Yeah.
I'm calling my broker tomorrow, and we're going to find out more. I'll know exactly what the deal's going to be a little bit more tomorrow. So, because he's like, you know, you got to wait, wait for you fucking laughing, but we getting the better deal than you getting, bitch. Yeah,
No.
we're getting a better deal than you're getting, and you got a good deal.
No, and I was thinking of the movie Hardball when they're selling the tickets outside. He's like, "Mister, this is a fake."
I got faked out at one time.
I did too. At
I
the Winter Classic.
I can't say how I got around that on video with live streams of my face, but I got around it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't say that on video, but
what, walking through the thing at the link?
Shut up.
But yeah, but like I was saying, it's gonna be a really special moment for me because I'm gonna head down there around 3:30. I don't really know what to expect because, you know, we've never had this before, open and kickoff. We've never had this. And there's a bunch of concerts down there. There's a bunch of there's always tailgating atmosphere.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild down there.
Yeah,
It's gonna be completely.
It
wild.
is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really will, and it's gonna be an amazing experience seeing that banner drop. And I don't know where they're gonna put it. I think they might put it right in the middle. I'm just not completely sure.
Well, you see, I don't know if you guys know this, but Doug is they're taking all the Super Bowl shit down in the locker rooms and shit
Yeah, I
like
know.
that,
Yeah,
Yep.
because
which is smart.
Well,
Which is
I was
smart.
looking
like
at the watching America's game of the 2004 Patriots.
Yeah. Okay.
And they made the Patriots in 04 wear that patch, the Super
Mm-hmm.
Bowl champions. And I don't remember who it was. I think it was Tom Brady or it might have been one of them. They were saying, like, we're trying, like, they made us wear these patches, they made us wear these things, and we're trying to forget about it and move on to this year.
Yeah.
One of them said that, so, and then they, of course, the end of it I didn't really like, but.
Well,
It's not that I didn't like it. It just brings back, like,
yeah.
bad memories.
Well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna take back all the posters on the walls in the locker room, and then you're gonna take down the banner that they raised on Thursday.
Well, no, they'll leave that up.
Yeah.
But,
We'll leave that up. I mean, that's there forever.
Yeah.
Well, like what Malcolm Jenkins said.
Yeah. Yeah, going back to hardball comment in the YouTube comment section, F-Team says G-Baby getting shot is one of the saddest moments in film
Saddest
history.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, really is.
Great movie though.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
It really was. It has every. Yeah, that was a really good movie. But yeah, I really can't wait until Thursday. It's gonna be awesome. And are you going to the game or are you just?
I might go.
You might
I'll
go.
see if I can get any tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean on StubHub they're kind of raping you with
See, like
ticket
this
prices,
shit is
but-
what bothers me.
Yeah, what's up, Penn State? Don't be jealous of my seats. I don't. What?
Phillies.
Oh, him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, did
Yeah,
he go?
I don't like that.
Did he go to Penn State?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't like the like I said, the Philadephia crowd that roots for Penn State.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Because dude, nobody outside Penn State fans like Penn State at all. Like
No.
everyone's. I mean, Jerry Sandusky's tied to your organization forever, like forever, and that's just weird. Like, I'm sorry, they should just get rid of their whole team. Like, they shouldn't exist. It's disgusting. Sorry, but Rick Grimes says Nate Sudfeld reminds him of Colt McCoy. Any thoughts on that?
Well, he sucked at college and he sucks in the pros, so I can see why.
Yeah, like I always say, Nate Sudfeld is a moving boulder. You know.
I mean, that would make that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does.
I know somebody else it reminds me of.
Who?
Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn. Well,
Yeah,
Brady Quinn was awful. Like he was
in the NFL.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Well, they
Yeah,
thought
Notre
he was gonna
Dame, he was
He
that
was
man
good
at
at Notre Dame. I loved him at
Yeah.
Notre Dame, but he got to the pros, he sucked.
Yeah.
He was short too.
Mhm.
So like I said, I've seen a lot of short quarterbacks get to the ball out in college, and they get to the pros, and
Yeah.
it's like a
Suck,
completely
yeah.
different animal.
Completely.
Only a couple guys that are like 6 foot or panned out.
Yep.
One of them being Russell Wilson, and the other Drew Brees.
Yep.
You could put Michael Vick in that category too, but
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, college is completely different from the NFL.
Yep.
You know, it's not close at all. And if you judge,
Well, yeah, because college, you have you're playing against freshmen, sophomores. You know what I mean? You have your occasional 2 guys, 3 guys that are seniors on the defense. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The rest are sophomores and freshmen, depending on who you play.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, you got dudes that have been playing the game for 10 to 15 years. You know?
Yeah. Easily, and they're built like trucks.
Yeah.
Like in the off season, they use every single steroid known to man because in college, if you're caught using steroids, you're kicked off the team.
Yeah.
But in the NFL, you're not kicked off the team.
And they tell you when the drug tests are.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
they have drug tests once or twice a year, and then they tell you when they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Rutgers won.
Did
fill
they?
'em out.
1-0. Yeah. 1-0. And
You know what they're going to be next week?
what?
1-1.
No, they're gonna be 2-0.
1-1.
No, they play Ohio State week 3.
I thought that was week 2.
I think it's week 3.
I thought that was week 2. Wait, what?
Yeah, that'd be funny if they beat Ohio State. I'd be
Not
laughing
gonna
my
happen.
ass off. But
That'd be insane if they did.
It
it's
would.
possible. It's possible if we could beat Michigan State, though. I'm not hating Ralphie. I'm
No,
just
no.
being honest. Yeah,
Well, Ohio State right now is up 49-21.
that's
They're gonna-
shocking. They let Oregon State score 21 points. ADP chimed in. He said, "What's up, man?"
Yeah, next week Rutgers at Ohio, number 5 Ohio State.
Oh, really?
So guess what Rutgers' record's going to be next week?
1-1.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, listen, I never want to pencil in a loss because I just don't do that with my teams.
Mhm.
But without Urban Meyer, we'll see. No, it's still gonna
Well,
be a
it
loss.
won't be like 56-0 like it usually is.
It could be. I mean, I don't know what Rutgers is like this year. They've sucked in years past. I mean, the last time they were a really good football team, they had Ray Rice, they had Brian Leonard,
Kenny Britt.
they had Kenny Britt, they had Jeremy Ito, Mike Teal, they had all these Greg Schiano, they had all these
McCourty
guys.
twins,
Yeah, McCourty twins.
Devin and Jason McCourty.
Very good team.
Yeah.
They were actually listed as the best team in the league, the nation at one point.
They were the number 4 team in the country
Yeah,
before Cincinnati,
and Brett Selleck caught
led
the
by-
88 touchdown.
led by Brent Selleck and Connor Barwin. Rolled over him.
Jesus Christ, that was that long already.
Yeah. Brent Selleck, I think, put the game away.
Yeah,
Because he took like a screen pass
no, they
or something.
killed us.
I know. He took like a screen pass or something and went 88 and went like 90 yards. I couldn't couldn't believe it.
Yeah, exactly. ADP said not much, just at work. Chris M said thoughts on Art Stikowski. I didn't watch the game today, but I heard he did well. The true freshman QB, I heard he did very well. So that's promising. But I hope we put up a fight against Ohio State next week. I really want to see that game. It'll intrigue me. Dwayne Haskins is pretty good. I think he can be a day to pick if he stays a couple more years. What team's Dwayne Haskins on?
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah,
I think he's on Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah, I think he's the quarterback.
Quarterback? Oh,
Let's see.
shit. Yeah, they have 49 points already. They're going to be pretty good. And they're playing an offensive team in Oregon State, so, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's the starting quarterback now. He took over for JT.
JT Barrett,
Yeah.
the 6-year senior.
Yeah. Seriously.
Plays every single fucking year. That's ridiculous. It's college. But yeah, we're going to move on to our last and final segment. This is your part of the show where you can ask any question you want, even though we've been doing that the whole time. You can ask any question you want besides politics. We don't agree on politics, and I don't like talking about politics. But other than that, you can ask me whatever you want, and I will answer it completely. We will start off here. Saucy J says, how do you feel about Khalil Mack trade? I think it's a win for Oakland.
Bears got scary on defense, man.
And the Bears they got scary on
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
Their
What did
defense is
Oakland
pretty
get in
good.
return? I didn't see that.
2 first-rounders.
2 first
Holy
rounders and I think a player,
Yeah.
but I don't know what the player.
I think
I'll look it up.
Oakland won that trade, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Think so, man.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, they have a bunch of holes to fill, and he was just someone that put pressure on the line. You could definitely place someone there that's not as good as Khalil Mack, but someone that's serviceable. It's not that difficult, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens with Oakland, because my buddy's a huge Oakland Raiders fan. He was devastated this morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. And Dwayne Haskins. Did your gym get this stare? Oh, they're talking about EDP in the comment section. That's pretty funny. But yeah, you want to talk about the Phillies a little bit?
Talked a little bit about them, but big win last night.
Yeah.
2-1 is Dribble Cabrera walk-off. It's what we brought Dribble Cabrera in to do. But these lineups, what the fuck? You know who I think's drawing up these lineups?
Who?
Doodle Bob.
Doodle Bob.
Yeah, that's who I think's drawing up these lineups. This motherfucker has Cesar Hernandez batting third, Rhys Hoskins batting second, Wilson Ramos batting cleanup, Scott Kingery playing shortstop.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
God damn, this fucking dude's a dope.
He looks like a hot dog.
This ain't gonna fuck, and this can't continue either with these lineups, man. It's like he's just throwing these fucking. It's horrible.
Well, I watched. I saw the game at 1st and 10 last night at the bar, and
We went back to Jackson to watch the game.
yes, Dribble Cabrera hit the bomb and it hit someone right in the face. Like people in the bar were like, "Ooh."
Yeah, so the Bears just gave up right now. It's confirmed, but Ian Rappaport confirmed that the Bears are giving up 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack.
Okay.
Khalil Mack. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Okay. Khalil Mack's only 27 years old, guys, and the Bears just got a stud player.
And they have the money to give him what he wants, too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's always a plus.
And Saucy J said, "Are Bears making the playoffs?" I said this on one of my older
might.
shows. I said this on one of my older shows without Khalil Mack. They're my dark horse to make a playoffs. And I know that's bold, but the Bears, I don't know.
It will be a wild card spot. They're
Yeah.
not winning that division.
No, there's no way. No, I agree with that. And F Deem says, "Would you rather have being undrafted but win a title and play for 20 years, or top pick with a title but you have to retire after 3 years with an injury?"
What was the first one?
Would you rather have being undrafted but you win a title and play for 20 years?
Undrafted and play for 20 years and win a title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, being a top pick, you'd have the money, definitely.
Yeah.
But you definitely play for longer.
Mhm.
Like, you want to have longevity. And I agree with that, because Antonio Brown was picked in the 6th round. And he's probably the best wide receiver in the league.
Tom Brady was picked in the 6th round. So.
Yeah, Tom Brady was too. Richard Sherman was picked in the 5th.
Yeah.
Those are the deep parts of the draft you have to get correct. We missed with Donnell Pumphrey, but you had Jamal Williams sitting right there, and we picked Donnell Pumphrey right before Jamal Williams.
Yep.
So Rick Grimes says Braves have the Red Sox and Diamondbacks coming up. Phillies can win this division easily. They just have to be consistent. And, that's the problem right there, Rick Grimes. I don't think the Phillies are going to be consistent. They were on fire in the summer, but I think they are what they are. And Nola being your number 1 starter and Jake Arrieta not really being what you signed him up to be kind of waters it down. I mean, them being 10 games over 500, I think's pretty decent opposed to what they did last year. But the Phillies, it's weird. I think they have a couple more years to go before they're relevant. That's just my opinion. And FDM says Jason Peters went undrafted as a tight end, and he turned into an offensive lineman. Yeah, I think we all know that one, FDMs. Jason Peters is a beast. I hope he never retires, but unfortunately, I think he has 1 year left. But other than that, yeah. I'm pretty much, I can't wait until next Thursday, guys. I really can't. It's going to be a good sight. Rick Grimes asks me, who do you got? McGregor versus Khabib. Ooh.
McGregor.
I am a huge fight fan. Yeah, this is a great question. You know what? I watch all the pay-per-views. I usually go out for them. Thing with Khabib versus McGregor, I'm a huge McGregor fan. I'm Irish. He's amazing. He brings in the most money when it comes to UFC. Problem is, and I'm being completely honest here, if it goes to the ground, McGregor will get smothered. Khabib is the most disgusting wrestler I've ever seen in my life, and he talks shit to opponents while they're on the ground. He's like, "Listen, this is my belt. I need this," while he's punching him in the face. Khabib's disgusting, and he's 29-0. He's the world champion. To answer your question, I don't know. I don't know. You know, McGregor, he has that strong left hand that puts people to sleep. He's very quick, but will it go to the ground? If it's standing up, I got to say McGregor. If it goes to the ground, I say Khabib. That's all it is to it. And I'm a huge Conor fan.
Yeah, I love Conor.
Yeah.
Love Conor. But don't forget, Khabib got worked by a dude that took the fight 2 weeks' notice, too.
Oh,
His last fight,
we were
yeah.
there.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, we were in Brooklyn. Yeah,
we were there.
Yeah, Ali Aquinta he's a tough guy, you know, but he was supposed to fight Holloway, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got canceled because he fucking couldn't make weight. What else is new? And FDM says Conor hasn't gassed in a while though, but can he get Khabib off of him? The thing, what's that? Oh, fuck.
Philadelphia football rankings. The Eagles are number 1. Villanova's number 2.
Jesus.
The Philadelphia Soul are number 3. And Temple's number 4.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's harsh.
FDM says Conor hasn't gassed in a while, but can he get Khabib off him? If it goes to the grounds, I'm gonna say no. If it goes to the ground, Khabib wins easily.
Now, is this a title fight?
This is a title fight.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a title fight. And Rick Grimes says, who do you think would win, Dillashaw versus Cahido? We were actually in Ohio for this fight when Demetrius Johnson lost. I'm gonna say Dillashaw. I think Dillashaw would beat Kijito because he made light work of Cody Garbrandt in the title fight. So I would say that. How about I don't know how to pronounce that. I know what you're talking about though, Yair Rodriguez. I would go with the first guy, F-Teams. And this pay-per-view coming up, I have Tyron Woodley losing in the title fight. What's his name? The guy from Liverpool. Till. I have him losing to Till. I can't stand Tyron Woodley. I think he's the most boring fighter in the UFC. Scared to throw a punch, and he's huge. Well, not scared to throw a punch, but scared to get hit. And you can't be that with the main fight on the pay-per-view. It's impossible, to watch. So, and I'm stoked about that card on October 6th. I really am. I'm actually gonna go to Xfinity Live to watch that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna be packed. I think they're gonna sell tickets to it.
You think so?
Yeah, they said it's like gonna be the biggest UFC pay-per-view of all time. So.
Oh yeah, but everything that fucking happened between those two, yeah, I could
throwing
see
a dolly through the bus.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah, Dillashaw is very dynamic. F-Teams. He's an amazing talent. You know. I don't know how he lost that fight to Dominic Cruz a couple years ago, but he's really good.
He knocked Cody out 2 times in a row.
Yeah, Cody's a bitch. I don't like Cody. I don't like Cody at all. He talks too much shit, and he's very sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dillashaw, he walked away from the camp because he wanted to do what was best for him.
Yeah.
You can't hate him for that.
You can see it's working.
Yeah, it's working well too, and he knocked him out in 2 rounds both times. So, and he says that's going to be a crazy fight. I don't think it'll be a title fight. Which one? The Dillashaw one? And Till needs to make weight. I doubt he will. I think Till's going to make weight. He's like an English Conor McGregor. Talks a lot of shit. And I think he's going to be good. EDP, what did you ask? What? You said what's up, EDP? You didn't say anything else. You said, hey, but what about my question? Ask it again. I must have just ran over it. And I'm reading through some of these. F-Team said, I think the Bears are better than they were, but I don't know about playoffs this year.
Their defense is good. Their offense is just a little.
On the lackluster
nobody
side.
knows what's going to go on with their offense.
Yeah, exactly. And people are trying to push.
By the way, Pittsburgh has Archer going on the mound tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris Archer?
Yeah.
That's big. That's big.
Why is that big?
Because you laughing.
Why is that big?
Because we're trailing the Braves in the standings and they're playing the Braves.
And I'm sorry, but you guys are going to stay that way.
Stay that way.
Yes.
The Yankees are going to go one and done in the playoffs.
No, they're not.
if
You
they
and I
stay that
both.
way.
You and I both know that it's not going to happen.
They're gonna make the wild card and get beat. Wow, I'm telling
and
you.
done.
They have
$10,000.
when Judge when Judge comes back.
Yeah.
Our roster: Andrew McCutchen, Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sanchez, Aaron Judge, Didi Gregorius, Gleyber Torres.
1 game playoff, so you don't get
Come
multiple
on.
games. You don't get multiple games to correct that.
We'll have
One mistake in that 1 game playoff, you're sitting on the couch.
we'll have
Yeah.
Luis Severino starting. I know he hasn't been as great as
And
he
he
has
hasn't
been.
been as great.
He's gonna get raked, bro.
No,
gonna get
he's
rigged.
he is.
not.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God!
Who's
it's
the Athletics best pitcher?
you don't even know.
I don't even know. Well, they're a small market team. That's why that they're a small market team.
You're coming to the
These
Bronx
no-name
with that
guys.
noise? There's no way.
You guys
It's
are gonna get
not
raped,
happening.
bro.
Well, if it's Seattle,
I'll be at that game. That's
if
not
it's
gonna
Seattle
happen.
going up against King Felix,
Yeah.
even I know he's not the same.
King
compared to
Felix
what
is gonna
5 years ago, but
Sucks.
King Felix will
Stop.
shut them down.
Sucks.
No, he doesn't.
It's trash.
No, he doesn't.
He has a 5.29 ERA. He sucks.
You better hope you don't play Houston in the wild card.
We're not gonna.
'Cause-
No,
'cause that-
Houston's gonna win
I don't think
division.
that would happen.
I don't know,
They'd
dude.
win-
Athletics are coming on up.
I know, and they've been like that.
Yeah,
but
the reason why the Athletics are doing well is because fucking.
Now, how
Billy-
funny would it be if you guys did play Houston in the wild card?
We'd beat them.
No, you wouldn't.
No way.
No, yes,
No
yes,
shot.
we would.
They
Yes, we
throw
would.
Verlander
Look, I'm
out.
telling you right now.
They
Listen,
throw Verlander out, he'd shut y'all down.
no,
and
we
you know
would
it.
100% beat Houston because guess what? Last year in the postseason, they didn't win one single fucking game in the Bronx in
That
playoff
was
time.
without Verlander. That was with their 3-4.
They had Verlander. They had Verlander.
Oakland's only
Game 6 in Houston.
a game and a half out of first place, fellas.
Oakland is not going to be Houston for that division.
I don't
I
know,
don't
dude.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see it happening either. You know, Oakland is not as good as Houston, but Houston is not as good as the New York Yankees. At
Yes.
full strength, they're not. At full strength, they're not. You know, no one is as good as the New York Yankees at full strength. Not even the Red Sox.
The
I
Red
don't.
Sox are a lot
Stop.
I'm not
The
going to
Yankees
stop.
are the,
The Red
Yankees
Sox
are
I'm
the
not gonna
best team in
stop.
baseball.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
Red
are.
Sox have the best team they've probably ever had.
No, not true.
Yes,
not true.
You know that.
No, not true at all.
All right, they're currently 93 and 43. All right.
93 and 43. That's 50 games over 500. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they went 500 the rest of the way, that'd be the best record anybody's ever had.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Yankees are 7.5 back though. That's doable to get back in the race.
The
You ain't winning
04
the division.
Cardinals
Come
are
on,
the
man. It
last
could
team-
it could happen.
No way you're winning
The
division now.
2004 Cardinals are the last team that finished 50 games over 500.
The 2004 Cardinals?
Yeah,
They won the World Series that year, right?
they went to the World Series.
Oh, yeah, they
got-
lost to Boston.
Yeah,
Yeah, a bunch of losers. They got swept.
they got swept
Yeah,
too.
but-
But they finished. They used up all their energy in the
Yeah.
playoffs, beating Houston in 7 games.
Yeah, see, it goes to show you, Red Sox aren't winning the World Series this year. I'm sorry, guys, they're not. The Red
Was
Sox.
that the year Pujols hit the home run off of Lidge?
No, that was the year after.
Oh, yeah, it was. That
and
ball
they
still,
lost that series.
that ball's still
too.
flying.
Yeah,
That ball was
Cardinals
crushed.
lost that series.
Yeah.
too, where Lynch gave up, and then he almost blows Game 6.
Yeah.
Well,
He
I'll
had a
tell you-
5-run lead in Game 6. He comes up, and the Astros won it like 8-6 or some crazy shit. He almost blew that
Yeah.
game too.
Well, I'll tell you guys right here, right now, okay? Since your show is on Wednesday, it's the fix. The AL wildcard game is on the Wednesday. I will be in the Bronx for that game, and I'll be sending reactions when we win that game to
When you lose
A2D
that
Radio
game.
to put up on the site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are going to lose, bro. I'm
You're
telling
gonna
you.
lose.
We're
When you
not
lose
gonna
that
lose.
game-
You are.
We have the biggest bunch of haters. It's okay because the Yankees have 27.
When's
titles.
Judge due back? When's Judge due back?
Postseason.
Sometime
Okay.
next month.
I think he's out for the rest.
Oh,
of the
sometimes
regular
next
No, he's
month.
Oh, he's not.
No, he's gonna rehab in Trenton during the playoffs for the Trend.
That's what
Oh,
they're
that's right.
saying,
Yeah.
but that's not official.
He's going to
But
hit like
that's right
25
now,
home
that's what
runs
they're
in
saying.
Double A.
Yeah.
And you guys
Yeah.
going to bring him up. He's going to get injured again.
Shut up. No, Judge is my dude. How can
Well,
you
if he
hate
does
Judge?
rehab in Trenton, I'll be there.
Yeah, I mean we saw Judge versus the Phillies. The game 1, he smacked a home run.
Mhm.
Like that was. The guy's huge. He's like
Yeah,
like
6'7",
Oh,
man.
he's
Yeah.
gigantic, that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he's
But,
it's amazing. When he comes back, it's game over.
If the Yankees make it to the ALCS, which it's not happening,
Yeah, it's not happening.
It
but
is
if they-
happening.
It's
No,
not
it's
going to
not.
happen at all. They'll be long gone. They'll be an afterthought. But
Yeah.
if it were to happen, if they play the Indians, I'm going to go to Yankee Stadium, and I'm going to wear a brown shirt with an Indians hat.
And they'll just
and
look
root
at
for
you
the
like you're
Indians.
crazy.
Yo, when we were in Ohio for the Hall of Fame, this girl that works at the Pro Football Hall of Fame gift shop almost like made me feel so sorry for the Browns.
Really?
That I just bought a shirt. She like shamed me into buying a shirt. It was hilarious. Yeah.
All right, EDP said, what do you think about Skip Bayless? Dude was talking hella shit about Doug Peterson and said he's
I don't give a fuck about Skip Bayless. That's what I think about him.
Yeah.
Skip Bayless is not even worth fucking paying attention to, so I don't give a fuck what he says.
Yeah, well,
That's what I
Skip
think
Bayless
about him.
also said that Nick Saban is not a good head coach. That Urban Meyer is better
He
than
also
Nick
said
Saban.
that Johnny Manziel will be bigger in
Oh,
Cleveland
come
than
on,
his
Kyle.
buddy.
You can't agree with that.
Well,
Nick Saban's is
I
not.
will-
I mean, Urban Meyer's not
I
better
will
than
say
Nick
this.
Saban.
I will say this.
Stop.
No, I will say this. All right, Nick Saban doesn't even have to recruit. The players come to his.
Yeah,
school,
I know.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know.
Urban Meyer actually recruits. He brings people to Ohio
Well,
State.
when
'cause
you have a
there's
winning mentality and you're winning national championships,
Every
shit.
single year.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but honestly, I do think Urban Meyer's a better coach. I do.
Oh my God.
I think if he
But
left
Johnny
Ohio State-
Manziel also he also said Johnny Manziel will be bigger in Cleveland than his
Than
buddy
LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was stupid.
Yeah, that was a
He
that
also
was a big
said the
hot take.
Redskins will win the NFC East again and return to being the crop of the NFC
Yep,
East.
yep.
Guess what they
Yeah,
how
that
they
was
did that
cocaine
year?
talk.
Yeah, it was cocaine.
They finished 3-13 that year.
Yeah. He stinks. Yeah. Skip Bayless don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, Skip Bayless is an idiot, but there were a lot of idiots in the world.
He also said the Dallas Cowboys were going to win the NFC East last year
Yep.
after beating a
Cocaine
beat-up
talk.
Kansas City team.
Cocaine talk. Yeah, everyone's
I
talking
don't-
shit on the Yankees. Like, what the fuck? You act like we
Nobody
haven't
likes
won.
the Yankees.
Yeah, because we win. That's why nobody likes the Yankees.
You pay to win.
No,
pay
it
to
doesn't
win.
matter how you do it. I keep telling my buddies, I'm like, listen, it doesn't matter if you have the money, spend the money. We're just not stupid about it, and we get the right pieces. Like, in 2009, we beat the Philadephia Phillies. Sorry, guys. Well, I'm not really sorry because we did beat you guys. We got Mark Teixeira. We almost got Roy Halladay that year.
Yeah.
We got Mark Teixeira. We got AJ Burnett, and we got CeCe Sabathia in his prime.
They
A-Rod.
bought that World Series.
We had A-Rod.
Yeah.
We had A-Rod.
They bought that World Series.
Doesn't matter. Who
They
cares?
purchased that World Series for
They did.
$300 million.
Who cares? And we
Off
beat
of
the Phillies.
goddamn Amazon.
We took we took your beloved title. It was like bye.
Not really.
Yeah, we
You
did.
won 103 games that year. You were the favorites to win that series.
And Matt
going
Sui
in.
shit right down your throats. That was like
You
a
were favorites
PlayStation
to
game.
win that series.
That
All
was a-
right, dude. You
no-
better hope. You better hope Houston wins that division, dude. You better hope.
No,
better
they,
hope.
They will. I'm telling you, put that in writing. They will. I'm
You
telling
better
right
hope.
now.
If not, you're playing Houston.
No.
Have fun with
And
that,
they're just
dude.
going to trot out Verlander,
Yep.
who owns the Yankees.
There you go, Verlander. You're due for 115 pitches. Go ahead. Good
And he'll
Houston.
shut them right down
Yep.
in their ballpark.
Yep.
Yeah. Now the thing about Yankees fans compared to Phillies fans, and I'll tell you this right now, it's the truth fact. You
What?
guys live and die by that 2008 World title.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about 2009 in years. I want another one right now.
Mhm.
That's what I want. That's
Well,
the
it's 'cause
difference.
You had
That's
28.
the difference.
You had 28 to reflect
I
on.
wouldn't say
only
we
have
live
2.
and die by the 08
There's a
title.
Twitter account, 2008 Phillies. He goes by play after play after play. He follows them on Twitter.
Yeah,
he
because,
fucking follows
Yeah,
them.
because that's the last time the Phillies have ever been good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That was the glory years. And you know what? I was thinking of this the other day. Those teams remind me a lot of the 70s and 80s teams. The 70s and 80s Phillies teams, looking back on it, could have also won multiple different World
Yeah.
Series,
Yeah.
and they didn't.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's a difference between the fan bases, and it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference. EDP says, what if Des Bryant came to Philly? I'd be for it.
That'd be
I guess
fine.
I'd be for it with
But I don't.
Alshon being out.
I don't think it is now because Alshon is going to be ready in 2 weeks.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
If it was if it was a 6 to 8 weeker, I mean, I'm calling up Des. Hey, Des. So, 1 year. This could be your
7
1
mil.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me what you can do type of year.
Yeah, tell you the truth, I think we're going to end up with him.
You think so?
I think we're either going to end up with him or Jacksonville's going to end up
Rashard
Well, when-
Perriman released from the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Bust.
saw that.
Bust.
Well, and when he took down that, and it has the writing on the wall. When he took that contract offer, when he turned that contract offer from Baltimore, it kind of told you that he's going to be that type of dude where if a wide receiver goes down on a team, he's just going to be the last resort for a team.
Yeah. Des Bryant's good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It's just that he can't. He's 30 years old, and he can't get. That his only problem is that he
Can't
can't
get through a
Yeah,
season.
he can't get it through. And he can't get any separation as well
yeah.
anymore.
Well, I mean, but who says? Like, I mean,
Well, if you look all back last year,
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't get away from the corner. He couldn't get open. You know.
Yeah. I mean, Des Bryant to me on the other side of Alshon Jeffrey, I feel like that would be scary. To be honest with you, with Ertz and Goddard, I think it would be.
Nelly in the slot.
Yeah, Nelly in the slot. Yep. Cowboys cut Bo Scarborough.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I love him at Alabama, man.
Yeah.
That dude's a LeGarrette Blunt, but a little bit fatter.
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blunt.
I wanted
honest.
to keep Blunt. I really wanted to keep him. I think he's a winner. You know, he has 3 titles.
Yeah.
And every single team he goes on, he turns pretty much into a winning franchise.
Well, I'm very surprised the Cowboys did that because now who's their running back? Well, they have Zeke now, and I guess they have Rod Smith as well as their backup. Yeah.
Yep.
So I could see the move.
And Final Flash said, I couldn't give a shit if one of my pro teams bought a championship. That should be the mind process in every fan. But the only people that have problems with people buying championships are the teams that aren't winning.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't like it. It's like, if you have the money to do it, spend on players. You know,
Yeah.
that's what Tom said. He's like, he wants the Phillies to spend on Machado in the off season.
Yeah.
And like he wants to wait for
Well, it's
Trout.
gonna be really hard to fucking get Machado away from LA. That's all I
it
gotta
is.
say.
Yeah.
Because
Although
when
the
you have
Dodgers
some
aren't
dude
doing
that's
now,
walking
right?
around your clubhouse for 2 months like he is now, and he's got the beach on that, he's got the house on the beach.
The fake
beach
tits,
is right
yeah.
there. Yeah, it's the LA lifestyle, man. I mean, and the Dodgers could be like, you know what? We're right there. If you don't win it this year, we can always just go in all next year and just hit the luxury tax as well.
Exactly.
You could always do that in baseball as well.
I'm sure the Dodgers will offer.
Oh yeah.
contract.
I mean, you have to. You should.
Yeah.
If you're the Dodgers.
Yeah. He's gonna stay in LA.
So I don't see him leaving LA.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
That's why I was so pissed when Machado got traded to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Because now it's like,
Well, it's
there's
crazy
no way
'cause
he
fucking-
hits. I don't see him hitting the open market.
It's like Clint
now.
Tack. You for the past 3 years now, you've been talking about one fucking player, right?
Yeah.
So and in the 2 days that led up to the trade, how do you let the Dodgers come in already and steal them right
With
from your
lesser
lap?
prospects
Yeah.
than what we have.
Like they only
It's
gave up one
insane.
good guy, and they gave up a 26-year-old fucking pitcher in AAA.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind.
I mean, Jalen Ortiz, I watched him last night. He fucking had 2 hits.
Yeah.
You know, he would have fucking done it.
Well, who are you guys gonna go after in the offseason? Because I don't see that many big names out there.
Well, the only big name I could see is Manny Machado because Franco's on a 1-year. This is his last year on contract.
Arbitration eligible.
Yeah,
though. He
yeah.
ain't- I mean, they'll probably just offer him to avoid arbitration.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What about Bryce
Franco,
Harper?
Franco. Let me say this about Franco.
If I had to pick between Harper and Machado, I'll take Machado.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because I like Machado's attitude.
Yeah.
But Franco, I think I've seen enough from him to bring him back for another year.
Okay.
Because he's not like I'm not because he's done well. He actually been what he's batted well this year.
Yeah.
He's been having a good year, better year than he's had over the last 3 years, and a lot of that's because he doesn't have the pressure to rely on being the team's next big
Yeah.
slugger. He's got Hoskins in the lineup with him. He's got guys like Herrera and Williams in the line, other guys that can hit in the lineup with
Yeah.
him. Santana a little bit.
But
So
my
I
one
think-
question is when's Reese gonna get out of the 2-hole?
That's my
Please.
question too. He's not
Yeah.
a 2-hole hitter
Yeah.
at all.
I'm
It
done. I'm
makes
done
no
with the
sense.
solo home runs.
And I'm done
Put him
with-
in your 4-hole, please.
Put him in but he's a cleanup hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, it's simple fucking.
It is. It really
But
is.
Franco, yeah, I seen enough because he's not. The pressure's off of him to become the team's next big slugger. I've seen enough to bring him back for next year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and F-Team says, do you guys like AJ
in
McCarron?
June I wasn't saying
No.
that, but what's up?
Dude stinks.
Do you guys like AJ McCarron? No. I don't either. And then Dave Rosca said, Yankees and Red Sox odds-on favorite to win the World Series.
Yeah.
It's not shocking. I mean, but the Yankees are the better team.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whatever.
They
You
are.
can sleep on that. It's whatever.
No, I'm being serious.
The last 4 teams to win more than 102 games. The 09 Yankees, 2011 Phillies, 2016 Cubs, and last year's Dodgers.
Well, the only
Out of that, 3 out of those 4 teams got to the World Series, and
Well-
2 of them won.
well, I know the one that didn't get to the World Series.
I know that one too.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
was-
3 of those teams, every
all right.
single team out of that won 103.
That was a pretty impressive loss, too. Like, me and my friend, we were going to some haunted house because it was, like, on Halloween. And we were coming back to the sports complex because we were hungry for a cheesesteak. So we come back, and they're losing 1-0. You could hear a pin drop. Like,
Yeah.
It was just so brutal because, you're expecting to win. Like, I was in my first year in community college, And there was this really cocky fan next to me. He's like, "There's no way we lose with Holiday on the mound." And I was like, "All right, we'll see what happens," because Holiday is
The
great.
fucking double down the right field line.
Yep.
Jesus
First inning.
Christ.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
And that was it.
That was
crazy.
it. And then we were listening to the Fanatic on the way back, and he's like 102 games down the drain.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they're gonna be depressed.
Yeah. Sucked.
It was pretty brutal. I mean, that's what happens. You know,
Yep.
you get ahead of yourself, and you play down the level of your opponent, and then you find out who Chris Carpenter is.
Yeah.
And that's that. You know, Chris Carpenter was a shutdown pitcher.
He was.
He really was. And we're actually running past our time right now. We were supposed to go 3:45.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Hooligans, and we'll catch you back next week after we kick the shit out of Atlanta. Thank you for tuning in with Ralphie on producer, Rob as my co-host, and I'm Kyle. We will see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Fly Eagles, fly, go Birds.